Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Coach Raleigh, and today,
Coach Rob.
Coach Rob. Today our golf skill is going to be distance response. So raise your hand if you know a couple examples of what factors influence how far the ball is going to travel.
How far you take the club back?
Yeah, so the length of our motion, the size of our swing, which club we use. Yeah, so what specifically is different about each of our clubs? So the loft, yeah. So a club has more lift. So how does the loft impact how the ball is going to behave?
The higher the loft, the shorter the club, or the shorter the ball?
Yeah, the shorter the distance.
The shorter the distance.
Yeah, because we're creating that backspin. Okay, so we've got an activity we're going to set up. Our key commitment today is personal par.
Who knows what par is? Can someone just tell me what par is?
Personal par is the par that you set for yourself.
Personal
Versus
par.
Par is like the par that is set for everyone.
Exactly. The expected score on a golf hole, aka a great goal to have in your mind.
If you're an expert.
Of course.
So if it's a par 3 or par 4 or par 5, that is the expected score that it's going to take an expert player to get to. So for the rest of us, we have to set reasonable goals, reasonable expectations, and really kind of focus and accept sort of where we're at as players. So this exercise, we are going to gain some experience and some feel really executing the same distance shot using a variety of different lofted clubs, and we are going to hopefully learn and get a feel for how the loft and the size of our swing is going to affect how that ball is going to react once it lands on the green, and then how it's going to release. So we've got 3 stations.
Yep.
At each station, we've got a hybrid station. We have a 7 to 8 iron station, and then a sand wedge station. You'll be chipping 3 balls from each station. And then what you're going to do after you've chipped 3 balls, you're going to walk up, you're going to mark the middle ball, and then you're going to come back, and your partner will then chip 3. Do that same process. Once you and your partner have both chipped 3 balls, and you've got your marked ball, you're going to grab a putter, which we do not have out here, and you are going to putt out. So this drill helps to kind of combine both of the short game skills, so both chipping and putting. All right, should we begin?
We'll need 3 people at 2 of the stations and 2 people at the last one. So go ahead and split up. 3 people at 2 of the stations, 2 people at 1 station.
And then we need 3 balls.
And you'll see the safety zone cones right back here too. If you're not swinging, you'll want to stand behind those.
Okay, boom. So if you look at the green, we have our end targets, which are the hoops. You can think of those as the holes for the day. And then we also have these neon boxes. So these neon boxes are going to represent sort of an estimated landing zone based on the club that you're going to use. So we'll see here, like the hybrid, our landing zone is going to be farther away from our target, because we're going to kind of build in the expectation that that ball is going to come hot off the club face, and it's actually going to release. Whereas on this side, we've got a sand wedge. Our landing zone is going to be closer to our target. So we're going to have to increase the size of our swing so we can actually carry the ball closer to our target, because we're not going to get that same run out. Any questions? All right, let's begin.
Let's dive in.
Oh, three each.
Yeah, nice.
It was too hot, so I got to control my backswing a little bit.
Good, good. Oh, that was a good one. Here we go. Huh? You hit your 3 Gino, so then you would go. Oh, yeah, I had 2. So then you would just mark the middle one, so the closest one for you. I got you.
So you'll find a ball marker to the right of your right cone. You're gonna actually take the middle ball, so not your closest ball, not the farthest, but the one that's in the middle.
Huh? So now
And you're gonna
you'll
mark
go
that, you're gonna
and
pick
you'll
up the 3
mark
balls and
your
bring it
kinda
on back.
closest
Yeah.
one. And they're going to walk out there. And then part of this too would be we only have one of these cards, but as an example, you can kind of track your scores, right, with each different club. So a good reflection on saying, oh, maybe if I start chipping with a 7 or 8, I did better than a sand wedge, or vice versa. So cool to see. Yep, heads up. One more. That's okay. You got another chance. Yeah.
All right, Bronte.
Nice, Bronte. Oh. So
No,
now
you're
after
supposed to go
they
for the,
finish,
yellow.
I would mark the one on the green, but let them finish up real quick.
Should we go for the far right one since the one's right in front of
So
us?
we did have cones that were color coordinated, but somebody fired our cones.
Oh,
So now
Yeah.
we're kind of just, so purple's going to the yellow.
Okay, gotcha.
Green's going to the red.
That's what I was going to go all right.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and grab your golf balls, guys, and then we'll wrap up. We have about a minute and a half.
Okay.
Evan said.
So ideally, this exercise we would incorporate. Can I see this for a second?
Yeah.
We've got this short game personal par card.
We would have more of these for a real class. We only had
So we
one.
would hand these out to the participants, and on each side, on this side, you've got sand wedge, an 8-iron, 7-iron, and a hybrid, representing the 3 stations. And what you would do is for that middle ball that you marked, you would record. So for the sand wedge station, you were going to write down the number of swings. So most likely it was 1 that got you to the green, the total number of putts, and then your total score. So the idea is that give the participant this card. They're able to kind of keep it as a future reference. They're able to sort of be able to compare and contrast which option was more effective for them. And
really a great opportunity for the players to try different shots they might normally not practice. So it's a great method of reflection if they look at their score sheet once completed and say, oh, I actually had 2 less strokes with my 8 and 7 iron than my sand wedge or hybrid, and allows them to say, okay, maybe on a course I can try a shot like that if in fact that was my best club from this distance. So a really good opportunity of reflection for the participants.
Question, does anyone have an example of how they've used personal par sort of in their life outside of golf? So if there's something that you're wanting to improve upon, you feel like you're far away from your goal, you've got to find a starting point for yourself.
Yeah, I like to run, more like jogging. But I'm not going to be doing a 6-minute mile, so I set a pace for myself. My personal par is more like 10 minutes per mile.
It's a perfect example.
Great example.
Perfect example.
For me, it's good.
Exactly.
I know in my own life, I've wanted to become a better writer, and a practice that I've sort of tried to implement is to sit down at the end of the night and time myself writing. And so when I first started, I was able to write about 5 minutes at a time, and I've noticed as I stuck with it, that number's increased. So now I can sit down and I can write for 45 minutes. And yeah, it's a really beneficial tool. We hope that you incorporate it in your school life. Okay.